Hey guys, what's up? It's MatchPoint here, and in today's video I'm going to be giving you an updated 2020 guide for Finka in Rainbow Six Siege. So if you do find this video useful, consider dropping a like on the video, and if there are any topics that you are struggling with in Siege and would like me to cover them, well, make sure you comment down below so I know you're interested. If you do have any questions about the video or any other questions about Siege, then I do stream on Twitch on Mondays and Wednesdays and Fridays, so feel free to drop by there and ask me them. And there will be a link down below. If you are new around here, welcome, and I hope you enjoyed the video, so let's get on into it. Finka is definitely a solid operator overall, however there are quite a lot of details about Finka that people don't know about and how to use her in the correct situation. So in today's video I'm going to be giving you everything you need to know about her, which does include her loadout, her desired roles, as well as her ability and a lot more tips and tricks along the way that overall will increase your knowledge and help you to perform better with the operator Finka. But first of all, we are going to be starting off with Finka's loadout. For Finka's primary weapons, she does offer you three here. She will offer you that Spear 308, the 6P41 which is an LMG, and as well the SAS G12 which is going to be that shotgun. Now the Spear 308, which is an assault rifle, is overall a very solid weapon. With access to the ACOG sight, having a decent damage and a moderate fire rate, overall it can be definitely a good weapon to go with. And then with the LMG, obviously you are going to have that higher mag size, which is going to mean that you will have a slower reload time. However, overall it can make great for that suppressive fire if you really need it. This one is going to be down to personal preference, as there is no right or wrong answer here. Now with the shotgun, I would only recommend using this in certain situations, which I will explain later on with the ability as we move on. For most of your time using Finka, I would recommend that Spear 308 or the LMG, personal preference here on which one you prefer and feel like you can perform better with. However, we will explain that shotgun later on in the video to go into a bit more detail with it regarding the ability. Now for the secondaries here, Finka does offer you that PMM handgun or the GSH-18 handgun, which is going to be her secondary weapons. For the secondary weapons, personally, in my situation, I would take that PMM as it does deal that more damage. It has less ammo in the magazine, however, it does depend on whether you think you'll be able to hit your shots. However, I would really recommend taking that PMM, as it'll also be very useful for you to practice hitting your shots whilst dealing that damage that you need. Now for the gadgets here, Finka will offer you that breach charge or the frag grenade. Now in this situation, I would recommend you to take that frag grenade, as it is going to suit her playstyle a lot better, and as well you don't really want to pass up an opportunity where you have access to those frag grenades. Feel free to bring those breach charges if your team really does need it. However, if there is an operator with frag grenades, you want to be taking that and letting your other teammates bring those breach charges. So really here, the frag grenades are the one to go with. Next up, we are going to be moving on to Finka's desired roles. For Finka's roles, I would definitely say that she is going to be an entry fragger and as well that aggressive support operator. The reason being why I would say she's going to be an entry fragger is she can very easily execute a rush and a push play. Combined with her ability, which we will very quickly move on to soon, it is going to allow her to rush into that building, gain that map control early on and push in as an entry fragger. And as well, being that aggressive support operator, she can hang back and support for her team whilst moving in on the push. Overall, those two roles are definitely going to be suiting her best. Now you may be thinking, well, should I be bringing a breach charge to go ahead and rush in more effectively if there are any soft walls? Now in this situation, I would say definitely not. When you have access to the frag grenades, you want to be bringing them. But as well, you will have your teammates, for example a Zafia, Ash or a Sledge, who can open those soft walls for you a lot easier and quicker, which is going to help with that rush. Now the shotgun could be very useful here when you are going to be an aggressive entry fragger and you are going to be rushing and making an early push for that objective straight away. While the shotgun won't be working in every situation, there are a few specific strategies that you can pull off with it, and we will be mentioning this later on in the video when we move on to Finka's ability. Now without further ado, we are going to be moving on to Finka's ability. Finka's ability is called the Adrenal Surge, which is where she can boost her teammates' HP to 120, or it gives that 20 health buff, but as well it does also have a number of other effects that will last for around 10 seconds time whilst the ability is active. and she does have 3 of these that she can activate throughout the round. Now in regards to that HP buff, it's not going to be giving your teammates a HP buff of 20 throughout the whole round. Instead, it's only going to be active when that ability has been activated by Finka herself. However, if you are on around about 40 HP, you end up getting a boost to 60 HP for example, and a defender manages to clip you for some damage. However, you are very weak, you only end up being on 10 HP. However, if that Finka didn't boost your health by that 20 HP, you would have been taken out. That is really where that HP buff can shine. Now in regards to that HP buff, it can also revive players who are downed but not out. In this situation, if Finka activates her ability, they will end up getting up. However, it is going to take a few seconds to get up, and it will expose their position as they are going to be revived and standing up. So you need to make sure that the room is clear and safe to do so. It is only going to put them on 5 HP, which is just a slither of health. However, it is going to be very useful when your teammate is across the other side of the map. Now there are a lot of other Finka buffs that the ability will give to your teammates, and you probably don't know all of them. Well, the first one being is that the recoil is going to be reduced on your weapons. This is going to be an advantage for your team. However, realistically, it can throw them off as well. It might take them a few seconds to realise that the ability has been activated, therefore the recoil has been reduced, so they will need to adjust their aiming pattern for it. Which is why good communication with Finka is really going to come in play here. If you have good communication and callouts with your teammates, they can let you know as soon as a player is downed on the other side of the map, for example, or as well when they need that Finka buff to go and gain some more HP, or to have those added bonuses and effects that I will be continuing to list here. Now another effect is that when Echo or Ella or Zafia go ahead and activate their concussion, or for example the Echo drone is going to disorientate the enemy, if Finka does go ahead and activate her own ability, it is going to override this and make the concussion and disorientation effect go away. And it also will reduce the Ella Grismot mine effect and as well Zafia's concussions when Finka has already activated her ability. Now as well, reduced aim down sight is also going to be in effect, which means when you go to ADS it isn't going to be as long as it would be when Finka activates her ability. When you're going to be moving through barbed wire, obviously it is going to slow you down as an operator, but if Finka does activate her ability, that reduction is going to be applied to the barbed wire, so you'll be able to move through it quicker. The reload time for weapons is also going to be decreased, so when you go to reload, it wouldn't take the usual time. In fact, it would be a quicker reload animation. And as well, the flashbang duration is going to be halved on top of that one, which is another effect of Finka's ability. Now there are a few disadvantages that Finka does have when she activates her ability. The ability does make a rather loud noise, which can off-put your teammates when they are trying to listen out for those crucial audio cues. I will leave a clip on your screen right now of what this will sound like. Another disadvantage is that Pulse with his heartbeat scanner can also detect the attackers from a further distance, giving a little buff to Pulse when that adrenal surge has been activated. And on top of that, Smoke's canisters do a lot more damage when that adrenal surge has also been activated. Now we are just going to be moving on to how to rush with Finka very briefly, especially using that shotgun. Making an early push for the objective is really going to depend on your team's composition. However, with Finka, what you want to be doing, especially if you are using that shotgun, is getting aggressive on that map control and getting up close and personal with the defenders whilst activating that ability to give your teammates those effects. But that communication is crucial. You need to be telling your teammates when you are activating your ability to give them the effects that they need and how they can adjust to it. Now rushing with Finka is also going to mean that the sound isn't really going to affect your teammates anymore, as it's not going to be as crucial when rushing, and as well with Pulse's heartbeat scanner. Rush in early and take that map control towards OBJ, but also what you need to be doing is communicating to your teammates, letting them know when the ability is activated so they can use those effects to their advantage when rushing. Rushing with that shotgun is also going to mean that the recoil is going to be reduced on it, which is going to be great for getting that damage off and not having as much recoil. Overall, Finka is a solid operator to use and has a lot of perks that people don't really know about too well in Siege, and I hope I've showed you them today. And that is going to be it for today's video, guys. I hope you have all enjoyed. If you did, or you found this video useful, then make sure to leave a like on the video and subscribe for more tips and tricks like this, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye bye.